everybody, and welcome to Encounters USA. I'm Matthew Hines, and we are out investigating a 2010 sighting that took place somewhere here, according to the story, and this is by a man named Rich Germeau. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He was an off-duty sheriff at the time, and he was somewhere around this vicinity between what is called East Haskell Road and Hillside, which is down the street. So what we're going to do is we are going to go and take the road behind us, because what we're looking for is between here and Hillside is the place where he parked his car and got off to go and check his game camera. And we'd like to get Rich out here. We just didn't have time to contact him before we came out to do this shoot. So hopefully another time we can bring Rich out here to show us exactly where his encounter took place. But for right now, we're just going to go try to track it down based on his description. So right now what we're actually looking for is we are looking for a place where Rich would have been able to park his cruiser and venture into these woods. Now back there, I don't want to show these people's property, but there's a stream back there, and that's ultimately what we're trying to get at. So we're just going to walk up here and try to find a place to get in where he would have parked his car and left his Land Cruiser and went and had his encounter. So we've walked up maybe about 100 yards from Haskell Road. Now behind the camera, the hill just goes basically up. And so, like I said, a place where Officer Germeau, whatever, would have parked his car. And between here and Haskell Road, there's a driveway down there, but really this area here is also good, and this is a good parking spot, and also it's good for placing a campaign sign, because as they're coming off the hill, they're going to come around here and they're going to see a campaign sign. So I think that this is the area where he actually entered the wood line. And so we're going to go down. The creek is right down here. And so we're going to go around and just kind of look around the creek and see if we can see the exact location where he had his encounter. Good old backcountry Washington State. So I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm looking for a creek. And I'm in it. So here are some, I think you can kind of see the deer prints. I think I see some dogs in here. So this is a creek. first thing we need to think about is that the sighting happened 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. So how this place looked then and how it looks now might be a little bit different. But as we come up here, here's an interesting little thing here. That's a nice little clearing there. It's weird that I've been growing there. But this could be a possible Sasquatch nest or shelter. It's a nice little bare spot. I don't know, but it's bare and it's pretty big. All right, so according to the account, the officer went in about 75 yards from the road. Right now, I might be 50 yards from the road, and behind me, I just have a lot of really impenetrable brush. So I'm gonna just skirt around, and I'm just gonna go this way and get around this, and I'm going to hit the 75-yard mark, what I think is 75-yard mark, and then I'm just gonna kind of parallel the road and see if there's anything that matches his description and from what we saw in the video. And I know this is really hit and miss because I might be not even in the correct area, but it's a good way to see this terrain. And as I showed you this possible, I don't know, maybe this is a bed behind us. I don't know why this is a bare area. Everything else here is covered with you know, plants and moss and falling, you know, leaves and whatever, so, or needles. So I don't know why it's bare like that, but if it's bare, it would not get a lot of snow or maybe less rain, and it might be a nice place to sleep. So we're going to continue on around, and then we're going to talk about what the possibilities are for this encounter. All right, my microphone is dead, so I'm following what appears to be this game trail. And I'm going to follow it right up here under these trees and see what I'm looking for is the creek. And once I hit the creek, then we'll kind of know where we are. And there it is. There is the creek. So, it was somewhere around here that Mr. Bigfoot showed up. So right now, I don't know if you can hear the cars, but we're 75 yards from the road, and this is probably within the vicinity of where he had his encounter. So here, as you can see, is the creek. And well, it's a beautiful day, and no Bigfoot and not much else, but according to the report, this is where the sighting took place. And we haven't found the exact spot, and I would like to get somebody out here to show me exactly where it was, but anyway, this is very close. And if there's a Sasquatch around here somewhere, he might be watching me, but for all I can tell, this is all just a very nice pastoral scene with a nice beautiful creek running through it. So let's talk about the sighting. Now, what we know from the sighting is that he was putting up his camera, and he just had a sudden sense of dread, and so he knew that something was possibly up. My hair feels funny. So he decided, well, he turned around, and apparently he saw this creature. And at that point in time, I think he started to retreat to the car, and not much else happened except that he said that the creature followed him home or showed up at his house or whatever. So again, the possibilities are it is a true sighting and it actually happened, or it is fabricated. And unfortunately, there are a couple things that I have to question before I'm going to believe that this was an actual encounter. Now, the first thing is, and I'm going to show you this on the way out, but this is an island. So are these Bigfoots taking the bridge across the island? And if they're taking the bridge across the island, is anybody seeing them? Or are they swimming? Because this channel here has very swift currents, and it would be very difficult. I mean, even in a boat you can get caught up in these currents. So to swim to the island, well, you know, I could possibly, maybe, but this is an island. So as the witness said, they are here until April, right? From October to April. Where do they go? Do they get on that bridge and take a bus in Shelton? I don't know. So there's a lot of things about the encounter that I find questionable, and it would just be nice if there were some other witnesses, or if he was arming a game camera, why didn't he put the game camera on the Bigfoot? So those are some things that I would have to ask, and as I'm out here and looking around, I don't see the exact spot where he had the encounter, but it is a very likely place, and it's a very easy place, obviously, to hide. I've seen deer tracks, so there's plenty of food here, and there's a nice clear creek right here for running water. So is it a correct encounter? Well, that's up to you. For me, I'm basically 50-50 on this, because I just don't see enough to say that it was an actual credible sighting. And it's nothing against the witnesser or whatever, but incredible claims need incredible proof. And right now, I just don't see it. So with that, I'm going to head back up the road, and we're going to leave Harstine Island and make our way back to our headquarters back near Seattle. All right, so it's been interesting. All right, now this is a little bit odd, but we walked past here, my wife and I, just about 15-20 minutes ago, and look at this. Somebody left us a nice little present. So I wonder where this came from. Weird. Okay, so we're standing on the other side of the bridge of Harstine Island. This is the Harstine Island Bridge. As you can see in the water, that is a very, very, very strong current. So it'd be very hard to swim. This is the only way to get on this island. So are the Bigfoots, are they swimming across this to getting to the island? And remember, this is freezing cold water, and they're doing it in the winter. Then the other possibility, what are they walking across the bridge? And how come they're not seen? So it's pretty interesting how they get onto the island in the first place. So just another mystery in the Harstine Island Bigfoot mystery. Okay, and this is Matthew Hines for Encounters USA. Thanks for watching.